to me, you give me strength. There's nothing like the secret place. Underground is where life begins. My heart will rejoice in the hiddenness. Beyond the burial, there's a resurrection. Your will be done in me.
Party Llama is the party. Party Llama brings the party. Party Llama dramatically enhances the party. Please do not use Party Llama if you are allergic to the following: having a good time, increased heart rate, not being a total lame wad, enjoying your life to the fullest, parasailing from the back of a yacht. Please consult a doctor if you do not develop a cool attitude. Use as directed.
Yup. Come on, everybody up. Everybody up. Everybody up. Everybody up. Everybody up. Everybody up. Here we go. You know what I do. Show all the new people how this works. Just watch Noah. Just watch Noah. You guys can figure it out.
Istanbul was Constantinople, now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople. Been a long time gone, Constantinople, now church delight on a moonlit night. Every gal in Constantinople lives in Istanbul, not Constantinople.
My pants are falling down, I'm good.
In Constantinople, she'll be waiting in Istanbul. Even old New York was once New Amsterdam. Why they changed it, I can't say. People just liked it better that way. So take me back to Constantinople. No, you can't go back to Constantinople. Been a long time gone. Constantinople, why did Constantinople get the works? That's nobody's business but the Turks. Istanbul.
Switch.
Istanbul, even old New York was once New Amsterdam.
My shoes are tight.
Why they changed it, I can't say. People just liked it better that way. Istanbul was Constantinople, now it's Istanbul, not Constantinople. Been a long time gone, Constantinople. Why did Constantinople get the works? That's nobody's business but the Turks.
What?
So take me back to Constantinople. No, you can't go back to Constantinople. Been a long time gone. Constantinople, why did Constantinople get the works? That's nobody's business but the Turks.
Big finish, big finish.
Istanbul.
Good job. Give yourselves a pat on the back. All right, sorry, I'm dying. That time issue. Announcements. Hey, we're still in a pandemic, so you guys sit 2 chairs apart and a row apart if you're not related. Who's here for the first time? First time people. First time ever. First time ever. This is, what's up? Hey, new guy, what's your name?
My name's Darren.
Everybody say, hey, Darren. And?
My name's Ethan.
Everybody say, what's up, Ethan? Anybody else? How about birthdays? Do we get to celebrate anybody this week? What? What? Today? What? Anybody else? Do you want it to be? All right. I know, Joey. Come. Anybody else? What, Ty? I know, but he's an introvert and he has a protective bubble around him in the sound booth. Hey, what's your name?
My name's Carly.
Are you in a hurry?
No.
We're just getting to know each other. Name, where do you go to school? Grade, and how old you are today?
My name's Carly. I go to Wayzata High School. I'm 16 now.
16? It seems like just yesterday you were 15.
It was.
What did you do to celebrate you?
I went to youth group.
Nice. Do you know about our tradition?
Yes.
Are you looking forward to this tradition?
No.
It goes a little something like this, Carly. She's going backwards. She's going backwards. No, you can go backwards. There's no shame. There's no wrong way to do it, except the way Joey does it, which is not enough. Carly, you're killing it. You're killing it. Keep it up. You're 75% of the way there. Nice job. Nice job. 10% left. Carly, you nailed it. And you did a little extra in the beginning. That's what my son did when he entered Little League for the first time. He ran to third instead of first. It's not true. Who's going to come up and thank the Lord for the life of the one and the only? I saw all those three hands at the exact same time. Who's going to duke it out? Who do you like more between those three people? Who's your favorite?
I don't care.
She doesn't care. You come on. Don't be upset because you didn't get picked. Okay? Anyways, let's pray it up.
Hey God, thank you for the life of Carly and that she's had a great 15 or 16 years. She is so awesome and has such a great personality, and she always knows how to cheer me up and make me laugh and is nice to everyone around her, and give her a good next year. Amen.
Sorry about that one. Sorry. Hey, announcements, further announcements. Raise your hand if you went to District Blitz last weekend. District Blitz last weekend? Yes. That is the crew. That is the posse. District Blitz went to camp. We went up to Trout Lake Camp. We played gopher ball. We played archery tag. We played a lot of ultimate, soccer, football, and we even talked about Jesus. So that was pretty cool. That's a good-looking group right there, especially the lower half. The lower half. It's a good-looking group. All right. Hey, confirmation students, 9th grade confirmation. Raise your hand if you're in 9th grade confirmation. 9th grade confirmation in the house. All right. So this is a big week. The next 2 weeks are big weeks for you. First of all, today, your confirmation paper or project is due. Also, you should have scheduled a meeting with one of the pastors. There's a few people that haven't done that, so make sure you get that done. And this Sunday is the final confirmation class of your life. Moment of silence. No. So sad, so sad. So all those things going on, and then not this weekend, but the following weekend is confirmation weekend. It's going to be crazy. Oh, so next week, a bunch of you are going to be sharing your confirmation project right here at Ignite. Those of you that don't, you're going to share either Saturday night, Sunday morning, or Sunday afternoon. And a bunch of you are getting baptized too. So super cool. Way to go. All right. Let's talk about the 2021 sign-up tournament. In case you missed it, we got down to the Elite 8 last week. We got down to the Elite 8. Take a look, soak it in, let it settle, because tonight we're going to get into the Final Four. We're going to get into the Final Four. We're going to go from 8 to 4. So, are you ready for the big reveal? Are you ready? Section 3, are you ready? Section 4, are you ready? Here we go. Your Final Four of the 2021 sign-up tournament is, there it is. Thomas, Madison, Allie, and Brooke. I heard that. Does my heart good. All right. I don't know what the sign-up committee has decided or why they decided to advance who they did. So let's find out what they had to say. The committee has a moral obligation to always put Christ Nagel first in their lives. So, makes perfect sense. Thomas advances. Kala, he had a good run. Kala's first year in the sign-up tournament. It's pretty good. Get down to the Elite Eight your first year. All right, Ty and Ava. I saw Ty. Is Ava here? Oh, Ty. You doing okay? Okay, anyways, tough competition. Advil works better than Tylenol. It's true. It's true. All right, next round. Allie advanced. Allie was once lost at her, but found her way into the Final Four. That's great. And then finally, Brooke over Chelsea. She took out the final adult leader in the tournament. The Brookie Monster is one of the most lovable characters on Sesame Street. So there you go. That's our Final Four. Next week, we get down to the finals. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be a big night. And I can barely sleep just thinking about it. So, all right. It's time now for our one-question interview, ladies and gentlemen. And birthday girl, who do you want to answer the one-question interview tonight? Pick anyone in the room. Anyone in the room. Just pick the person with the highest IQ. Anna? Anna Clover. This is how you do the one-question interview. Anna Clover, if you could have one wish come true, what would it be? Now, it has to be realistic. You can't wish for a million more wishes, but anything. Other than that, it's pretty much on the table. First of all, introduce yourself, Anna.
I'm Anna.
Hi, Anna. Anna, what would you wish for?
I don't know.
Anything.
I have no idea.
It's nerve-wracking. If you don't wish, I'm going to make a wish for you, and you're not going to like it.
You can do it for me.
No, you don't want that.
I don't know.
I would wish that you never get a concussion ever again. Me too. Yeah. What? How about you?
Sure.
You already said that. I'm just kidding. I'm making fun of you to make you think that you hit your head again by saying you already said it when really you didn't. So, anything.
I don't know. I don't have anything.
World peace, ladies and gentlemen. World peace. Good answer. Good answer, Anna. All right, it's time now for a random thought. And the random thought of the night is simply this. Why can't we spell the word creativity any way that we want? Am I right or am I right? All right, let's talk about it. Time now for a game, ladies and gentlemen, and the game is called Nailed It or Failed It. First pitch edition. As you are probably well aware, we are into baseball season. Myself, and Ryan DeWilde are going to a Twins game on Saturday against the Pittsburgh Pirates. And so we're going to that. And you know, every baseball game starts out with a traditional first pitch. Sometimes it's somebody who earns it, sometimes it's a celebrity, but that's how you start the game. They come out there, they get to the pitcher's mound, they throw the pitch. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So it's going to be up to you to determine if the pitch is nailed or failed, if they nail it or fail it. So if you can successfully get through every single round, I will have a fabulous prize for anyone at the end. So everybody stand up. Everybody stand up. This is how we know if you're still in the game. Watch these pitchers and decide if they nail it or fail it. All right? Here is round one. 5-year-old boy. There you go. That's all you get. Did he nail it or did he fail it? Thumbs up if he nailed it. Thumbs down if he failed it. Let's find out. He nailed it. If you said he nailed it, you're still in the game. If you did not believe in that 5-year-old boy, I'm sorry, you're out. Good news is that was just a practice round, so everybody's back in. Here we go, next round. Here we go. It's a robot. It's a robot. Is the robot gonna nail it or fail it? Is this kid's science project gonna bring him accolades or total humiliation? Nailed it, thumbs up. Failed it, thumbs down. Lock him in. The correct answer is... And that was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. All that work. If you said failed it, you are still in the game. Well, yeah, not in the air. You don't want to throw a grounder to the pitcher's mound. Here we go. Former President Barack Obama. Barack Obama. Look at all those cameras. Look at all those cameras going off. That's all you get. Is he going to nail it or is he going to fail it? Lock it in. If you're unsure, just do whatever Dave Gerwitz does, because he's a baseball coach. So he's probably looking at the form, he's looking at the posture, he's looking at the release. So he says, nailed it. He nailed it. He nailed it. If you said nailed it, you're still in the game. Didn't you say nail it? You switched at the end. Unbelievable. All right. 50 Cent. 50 Cent. Remember that guy? Remember that guy? 50 Cent. Did he nail it or did he fail it? Thumbs up, thumbs down, lock it in. Here you go. 50. The wind up, and that was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. All right, if you said failed it, you are still in the game. All right, speaking of rappers, hip-hop artists, here's Snoop Dogg.
Football is just like throwing a baseball.
Snoop Dogg.
Making sure that you're looking at where your target is at.
Nailed it or failed it. Lock it in. All right. The pitchel for zizzle, hizzle for sizzle. Let's find out.
Football is just
Lock
like
it.
throwing a baseball. It's all about the follow through.
It's all about follow through.
Making sure that
That's
you're
what he
looking
says.
at where your target is at.
A little light, but he got it there. He nailed it. He nailed it. All right. Here we go. Darth Vader. Will he use the Force? All right. I'm quite certain this game was on May 4th, Star Wars Day, which is right around the corner, mind you. Nailed it or failed it, lock it in. Do you trust the dark side? Let's find out. Darth Vader. Yeah, he failed. He failed. The Force was not strong with his pitch. If you said fail, you were still in. Here we go. Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick. Did somebody over here say who is Colin Kaepernick? You forgot who he is? He's this guy. He's this guy. He's this. No. This is Tim. Isn't that Tim Tebow? So this is Colin Kaepernick. He's the guy. He's the guy that started the kneeling during the national anthem craze that has swept across our planet. So he's the guy. All right, let's find out. Did he nail it or fail it? Lock it in. Yeah, he nailed it. Come on. He's a quarterback. He's a quarterback. Of course he did. Now, if he could nail it, what about the one and only Michael Jordan? Arguably the greatest basketball player that has ever lived. Also a baseball player for the Chicago White Sox Farm League. Nailed it, failed it, lock it. Take a look.
And he's got a Sammy Sosa jersey on.
Yeah. A little wild. You would have thought. All right, we got a couple more. Simone Biles. Oh, see, she just got cocky. Simone. Thumb up. Who's left? Oh, we got some over here. Up, down, up. looks like everyone's saying up except for one person who's saying down. If she failed it, you're going to win because everyone else looks like they're going up. Let's find out. She nailed it. She nailed it. Sorry. That was your chance right there. All right, I think maybe we got two more. Two more. Sister Mary Jo. Watch this, watch this. Oh, did you see that? Did you see that? Sister Mary Jo. Do you have faith in the sister? Faith, no faith. No faith, no faith, faith. All right, here we go. Check out that gun. She nailed it. She nailed it. We got one left. Two people remain. Let's find out.
Dr. Fauci, when you
Dr. Anthony Fauci. Dr. Anthony Fauci. Luke says no. She says yes. All right, we're going to have our winner. Is Fauci going to nail it or fail it? Yeah, that was good. That was good. Nice job, Luke. Should have known. Him being able to pitch it was all a hoax. It's all fake. Here you go. These are for you. Here you go. Have some eggs. These are for you. Don't share them. They're just for you. They're just for you. All right. All right, that's how you play. Nailed it or failed it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you do it. All right. You guys ready? Cool. So, hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do something a little different tonight. And I was reminded this weekend that, with the group that we had going up to District Blitz, I was talking to one of the gals when we returned home, and she's like, it was so fun to get to know people that I didn't know. And it seems like we are a relatively small youth ministry, and it seems like we should really know everyone, but the fact is we don't. We're living in a pandemic. We sit 2 seats apart. We show up, we wear masks, and we head to our small groups, and we don't get to interact with as many people as I wish we would, because I truly, with all my heart, believe that every single one of you are a gift. You're a gift from God. And I desperately desire others to get to know who Christ is in you and all your cool attributes and gifts and talents and abilities and uniqueness. And we don't often get a chance to do that. So I invited Hannah and JoJo to lead our time together tonight. And what they're going to bring us through is kind of a process that they have gone through and are going through. They'll tell you more about it. But God's doing some really cool stuff in their life, leading them in some incredible ministry in their future, and I hope they'll unpack that a little bit as well. But part of it is just how to engage and interact and have conversations with one another, and hopefully the goal with conversations is to bring in some level of spiritual conversations, gospel conversations, to be able to share our relationship with Jesus with people. But a lot of us are absolutely terrified to do that. Terrified to talk about spiritual things. And honestly, some of us are just terrified to have conversations, period. We would rather do that behind a computer screen or behind our phone. But when it comes to doing that face-to-face, it freaks us out. So we want to simplify that a little bit. So would you welcome with me all the way from behind me, Josiah and Hannah Felty, ladies and gentlemen. Yes.
Hello. As you could guess, my name is Hannah. This is my brother Josiah. He's having struggles
Awesome.
with the microphone.
Yes, so I'm Josiah, for those of you that don't know. I think most of you know that.
Yeah.
Hannah and I are brother and sister, also, if you guys didn't know, but I think everybody knows that.
Sister and brother.
So, as Craig said, we are going to touch base a little bit on this ministry that we're involved in. It's called Tent Makers. Yeah, so Tent Makers is an organization that is primarily focused on teaching kids to be disciples, kind of.
And to be disciple makers,
Yeah.
right? To live the biblical life of a tent maker.
Yeah, so
Like Paul.
It's really cool. It's just a lot of training, a lot of skills that they're putting in us, teaching us people skills, teaching us ministry skills, teaching us Bible. It's a really cool ministry. So Hannah and I have gotten the opportunity to get involved with that. Actually, Asa has as well.
Yep.
Recently.
Also a Felty sibling,
Yeah.
for those of you who do not know.
So what Hannah and I are involved with and Asa actually, it's called the Year on Mission. And we don't want to like fully get into detail about that. If you want, you can come talk to us after and we can explain about that. But it's kind of just a year of our lives that we spend fully for Jesus, out in community, spreading the gospel, getting disciples, Jesus stuff. So what we're going to talk about tonight is going to be a little familiar for a couple of you. I don't know how many of you, but I think it's just good to have it re-implemented. You can't get too much of it.
Yeah.
It's always good to have back, like right at the top of your mind. So we think it's a pretty important message, and we'll dive right in.
Yeah, but before we do that, I have a couple questions for you guys. How many of you have like struggled with feeling community this year? By show of hands, or voice it, right? How many of you have found it difficult to make friends during this past year? How many of you have found it difficult to have a conversation this year? Well, that's what we're going to talk about. First, we're just going to start off by saying good conversations are built when you have conversations around conversation areas. JoJo's going to walk us through some of those conversation areas.
Yeah, okay. So the conversation areas. So what we have, I want to walk you guys through this. I need you all to use your
Visualize.
imagination
Get your
a little
imagination
bit here.
caps on, okay?
So this is the
Start
part that will
thinking.
be a little familiar, but we don't care. So first I want you guys to envision a name tag, like the little sticky name tags you all have on right
Hello,
now.
my name is.
Should have
Right
on.
there.
I want you guys to envision that on top of a work boot, like stuck right on the nose of it. Like imagine what are they called?
A work boot?
Steel toe.
Steel-toed boot.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Just like stuck
Name
right
tag
on the
just
front.
Slapped right on there.
And balancing on top of that,
Kind of precarious.
like right on top of the shoe, we have a home plate, like a baseball. And on the home plate, there's just a group of people standing. This is a really big work boot, really big home plate.
Yep.
And what these people are doing, they're holding onto an airplane, like one of those old planes with the propellers.
It's a nice bright red airplane.
But instead of one of the propellers, what we have is a tennis racket in it. So it's like spinning in circles, a tennis racket, Screwed into the tennis racket, there's a light bulb. And that light bulb is like the final part of it. So we have all of these conversation areas, which we're going to dive into. But first, I want you guys to I want to see if you guys
We're going
remember
to practice this. What's the first item? We've got a name tag.
tag.
All
Second,
right.
what
What's
is
the
it
name
on?
tag slapped onto?
And on top of the
Balancing on
work
top of the
boot,
work boot is a.
yes.
On top of the home
that,
plate are a group of, and they're holding on to an.
and the airplane's propeller is a
Screwed into the tines of this tennis racket, we've got a
light bulb.
ding. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna have you guys turn to a neighbor and you're gonna talk through that. So just two of you, or if there are like 5 of you in a row, you guys can dialogue together and just go through that stack.
Through the
And
stack.
name it all off, okay?
Right now. So
Go.
everyone's getting involved.
You got a minute. Do you want to talk about what the conversation areas mean?
Next.
Okay.
Oh, wait, yeah. I don't have them noted.
That's okay. I know them. If there's anybody who's alone, adult leaders, go find them and sit next to those people so that they're not alone.
I'm looking at you, Dave.
All right, okay. Now we're going to talk about what all those conversation areas are. So what was the first item? Name tag. And this reminds us to ask people
Name.
their name. So
pretty
what was the first
simple.
item? A name tag. What does it mean? Name. All right. And what's the name tag slapped onto?
And this reminds us to ask them work,
School.
school, and how they spend their time. So those work,
So what is the work boot?
how they spend their time.
Yep.
Awesome. Next, what is on top of the work boots? Home plate, correct.
This reminds us to ask where they live or where is home to them.
Or where they may have lived in the previous times.
Yep, yep. So
On
what's our
top of the-
first item?
Oh.
This reminds us to ask what? On top of the name tag is on a pair of what? And this reminds us to ask what?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Work, school, and how you spend your time. And then on top of the work boot is stacked precariously a.
And that
this
reminds us.
to ask where they live.
Awesome. Next, what's on top of the home plate? People. That
This
reminds us
one's
to ask about their family.
Family.
And after that, what are they holding on to? An airplane. Airplane represents travels or where they may want to go.
So what's on top of the home plate? What does this remind us to ask? Yep. And then what are they holding on to? And this reminds us to ask what? Travel, right. So wrapped in this,
Wait. The propeller. What's the propeller made out of? Tennis racket. This reminds us to ask sports, hobbies, and interests.
Yes.
So, sports, hobbies, and interests, anything. Hobbies, so just remember the tennis racket is pretty easy. It's like very, I don't know, it correlates very well. And then inside of the tennis racket, what is there?
Light bulb. And what does this remind us to ask? Ideas.
Ideas.
Okay, so what's our first item? This reminds us to ask what? On the name tag is on a pair of. This reminds us to ask about and how you spend your time. Yep. On top of the work
home
boot
plate.
is a
Oops.
home plate. This reminds us to ask. On top of the home plate is a, and this reminds us to ask about family. Yep. And they're holding on to what? This reminds us to ask about what? The propeller of the airplane is a what? And this reminds us to ask what? Yep. And then wrapped in the tines of that tennis racket is a what? And this reminds us to ask about ideas. All right, so turn to a neighbor and you're going to go through the stack. One of you is going to say the name and the other is going to say the
What it
meaning.
represents.
Yep. Okay,
All right,
go.
turn to your neighbors.
You got 2 minutes. All right, guys. Okay, we're going to jump back into things. So, to model this, JoJo and I are going to show you a bad example of how to have a conversation. So, we'll just start out. Hi, my name's Hannah. What's your name?
Jojo, how's it going?
George, did you say?
Jojo.
Oh, it's nice to meet you, George.
Nice to
Okay,
meet
so
you.
what are you doing here?
I'm at church. You know, this is just one of the places I've been my whole life. You know, I grew up here with my family.
Love the church. So you're a Christian then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so I've been a believer for like a long time. I love Jesus. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love Jesus
Yeah. Okay, so so you're just here at church then?
too. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
So Jeff, do you have like family that come to this church?
I do actually. I have 3 brothers. Someone else is living with us. I have a sister and my parents. And
Oh, that's a bummer for your sister.
yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of rough. Anyway, so yeah, like I kind of have to go, but like it was nice to meet you, Jeffrey.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, okay, bye.
Okay. Clearly there were some things that were wrong in that. What were they? I want to hear it. Shout it out. What did you see wrong? I heard distracted, calling me the wrong name. What else? What was that? Yep, lack of interest.
Yeah. Yep,
not listening.
absolutely. What
So
else?
actually, that's like the main focus of this is listening.
Yep. Meaningful and lasting relationships are formed when we reveal ourselves to others and others reveal themselves to us. So I learned almost nothing about my friend George here because I wasn't listening and I wasn't caring at all what he was saying. And I was more interested in telling him about what I was doing and my friend Lacey over here and who's texting me than the conversation at hand. I wasn't revealing anything about myself, and I wasn't even paying attention when he was revealing things about himself.
And what you'll come to see
Yeah.
is people like to talk about themselves, not like in a bad way. They like to tell you about their life. They like to tell you about what's going on with them. So talking about yourself takes that away from them, and then they lose interest because you're not showing interest. So that's the main focus, is listen with interest. But what do you have to do to listen with interest?
We have to love them. But see, we don't spell love in the traditional way, L-O-V-E. No, we spell love L-V-V. Jojo, why
And
don't you
those
tell
are
us that?
acronyms. It's an
Yeah.
acronym. LVV stands for look at them, L. You have to look at them,
Yep.
give them eye contact. You're going to be looking at them. You don't want to be looking off into the distance talking to someone. That shows that you don't want to talk to them.
Yeah.
The first V is visual approval. Can you guys
you
give me
show me
some
some
visual
visual
approval? Very good. That is exactly what it is. The second V, verbal approval. You guys know what that is? There you go.
So what does the L stand for? Yep.
What is the first V? And the
what's
second
the
V?
second V? Yes. That is
Perfect.
good.
That's how we love people, and that's how you keep a conversation going while also keeping them talking.
Yeah. So now we're going to show you a good example of how that conversation works. I'm going to use the conversation stack that we've gone through, and I'm going to talk to him around those conversation areas. So let's try that again. Hi, my name's Hannah. What's your name?
Josiah.
It's nice to meet you, Josiah.
Nice to meet you.
Do you always go by Josiah, or do you have any nicknames?
I actually have a nickname. I go by Jojo. I mean, there are many names I go by Joe.
Okay, so what do you prefer to be called?
Jojo's fine.
How did you come to be named Josiah or Jojo?
Actually, my parents gave me that name. It's biblical. It came from
Really?
the Bible. He's a king in the Bible.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah,
So then do you believe in Jesus then?
I do. I have faith in Jesus, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, so tell me about your parents then. You said that they named you after a biblical character. So are they also believers in Jesus?
They are. My dad
Yeah.
is actually a pastor. He's a pastor at this church.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about your family then. Is it just you or do you have siblings?
It's not just me. There are actually many of us. We have 4 boys, actually. One of them is not ours, but living with us.
Okay,
And then
yeah.
we have 1 sister.
Wow, that's so cool. I bet it's a little interesting for her as the only sister.
Yeah,
So what's it like for you? Where do you fall in the age order?
I'm the 4th youngest.
Okay. How's that been for you?
It's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that wrong, but you guys understand what I'm saying, so we're good. Shh, pay attention. Anyway, yeah, I'm the 2nd youngest.
So do you live in the area then?
I do. I actually live like 3 miles from here.
Okay, cool. Have you lived here your whole life? Or where have you lived
Actually,
before?
no, I was born in Michigan. We
Really?
moved to Eden Prairie when I
Me
was very
too.
young.
What? That's so cool. So you said you lived in Eden Prairie and you were born in Michigan. So do you do a lot of traveling?
We do. My family loves to travel. Not as much recently. There's a lot going on. But we used to go everywhere. We'd go to Michigan. We went
Yeah.
to Boston,
that's so
Nicaragua. Yeah.
That's so cool. Wow. So then how do you spend your time? What do you do to spend time?
I procrastinate a lot.
That's fair.
But I'm
Are
in
you in school?
Yeah, I'm in
Yeah.
school. I'm homeschooled actually. So
Okay.
not in school, but doing school.
Yeah, so what are some of your hobbies? Tell me, what do you like to do when you have free time?
I like to play ultimate frisbee. Yeah. I like to play basketball. I like sports. I love being outside, and I love hanging out with my friends.
Okay, so do you go to church with your friends? Is that something that you like to do?
It is something I very much enjoy.
Oh, that's so cool. So basically, right, like, what were some good things about that conversation?
What do you guys
Feel
see
free
a
to say.
difference in? Thanks, Ty.
But see, so the conversation stack doesn't necessarily have to follow the order, but if you ever get stuck, you can think, okay, I haven't asked them about where they work. I can ask them about that. So I'm gonna have you guys actually get up and go through that conversation stack with someone you don't know.
Or someone you're just not as familiar with.
Yep.
But come on,
Okay.
everyone up and find someone that you don't
You're
know
gonna
very
put this
well.
into practice, and you're just gonna have a conversation. So the first time through, one of you is gonna ask the questions and the other answers, and then the next 3 minutes, somebody else, the other person, you'll switch sides, okay?
Kenneth! Oh, hi. Nothing. All right, move, guys. Go find someone you don't know. Take a risk. It's a safe place. Move, 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 move. You got to get out of the aisle. Come out of the aisle. Make eye contact with someone. Go flag them down.
Go, you got it.
Right here, right here. Go talk to those guys.
It's okay if you stumble through it a little bit, that's okay.
Go, 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 go. Just go. Go stalk them. Go take them down. Who's looking? Who's looking? Go. Right there, right there. White hoodie, white hoodie. Go talk to the guy in the white hoodie. Oh, taken. Too late. Does anybody need a partner? Jump in. Introduce you. Get right in there. There you go. There you go. You just got fired. You're good. You're too good. You're doing great. There you go. Right there. There we go. Excuse me. Pardon me. Coming through. Keep going through the illustration. If you get stuck, think of all the objects. Practice love.
I know. Mine's 1 minute, guys. 1 minute before you switch, okay? 1 minute.
Some of you are starting to panic. Persevere. Persevere. Get that eye contact down. Get that eye contact down.
All right, guys, time to switch. Switch roles. So the person who was asking the questions is now the answerer. Ready? Go. Keep talking then.
We did it on
Maybe we should have popped it up on the screen. So, like this stack in case anybody's done. 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, guys, stay where you're at. Stay where you're at, okay? So here's how this works. We'll give you 2 minutes to have a conversation with someone. Like, you'll talk to them for 2 minutes. You're the one asking the questions, going through the conversation stack, and then it flips the other way.
With the
okay?
same person.
Yep. No, that happened already. So here's how this is gonna work. If you can do it once, you can do it again. So find somebody else that you don't know, okay? We'll give you a few seconds and I'll let you guys know when we're gonna start the timer, okay? So just find someone you don't know.
Take a risk. Someone you don't know. It's a safe place.
Or that you don't know well.
Go across the room. Get out of the aisle.
Brooke is alone.
Watch where you're walking. You don't want
Brooke
any
and
injuries.
Micah know each other.
Look out for the ropes.
Find a partner,
Micah,
find a
find
partner.
someone else.
Adults, just look around. Make sure students are plugged in before you're plugged in. Ava's struggling. She needs help.
Ava, head to the back.
Right there. Oh, right. What?
Lydia,
right,
Lydia, to your left.
Right here.
Oh.
One of you, go.
In the back,
Lydia.
There's someone in the booth.
Here, Beth. Or Ryan.
Okay, and we're gonna start the timer now. You got 2 minutes.
Remember, one person is driving the conversation.
Nice.
And then we switch and the other person drives the conversation. Name tag, boots, airplane, tennis racket, light bulb.
– 30 seconds.
Five seconds and then switch roles.
All right, guys, time to switch. Switch the role. Or keep talking if you
And
already
if you've
did.
already been both through it, then just keep talking.
One minute.
You can do it. You can do it.
minutes. It feels so much shorter than the whole time.
30 seconds.
I'm just talking to Mary Jo. That's cool. 10 seconds. All right, that is time. So,
All right, guys.
you guys good?
Stay where you're at. Stay
Okay.
where you're at.
So, two things that I want to just touch on real quick. If you're going through the stack, you don't have to go through the entire thing. The stack is there as a foundation if you don't know what to talk about with a person. So you're a little like lost and you just run out of something. You guys are just kind of standing there like, so. So that's what the conversation stack is. It's so that you know you have a place to come back to. But if you get caught on something like when you get to like their house or where they lived and they want to talk about that, talk about that. If they want to talk about their family, get into it.
Or say they have a really unique name and you're
Yeah.
like, what does your name mean? Or like, are you named after anyone? Or like I asked JoJo, like with a name like Josiah, like that's a really interesting name. Tell me where it's from. You know, you can ask them further questions about what they've said.
So you don't have to just go through all of them super fast with people. Those are just the foundation.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is with ideas. It's not like it's just something you just ask, do you have any ideas? I mean, it can be, yes, but that's a little awkward. It's more of a building block as well, like something to build off of.
It's
so
like, I hear that you and your family travel a lot. Do you like that? Like, tell me more. Do you have any like cool ideas about traveling? Like, where would you like to go?
Yeah, or if they tell you one of their hobbies or interests is like writing or singing or like doing something like that, you can ask them, oh, that's cool. Like, what are your ideas with that? Do you have any plans about that in the future? So it's kind of like there so that you can ask that if you're lost again. To build off of it, and they'll want to talk about it.
Yeah, it's a dive deeper topic. It's really just the idea of like the little light bulb, like, I noticed that you got excited about that. I'm going to talk about it with you. So that's what the light bulb is.
So now with that knowledge, if you've had a conversation once, you can do it again. And if you've done it twice, you can do it a third time. So we're going to find a new partner.
Go across the room, you guys. Move out of where you are. Go find somebody that you do not know.
Walk across the sanctuary.
You kids in the back corner there, I'm looking at you. You all know each other.
Luke. Someone you don't know.
Someone you don't know, Layla.
Layla and Luke, you cheating?
Take a risk, guys.
Become a little bit
Somebody brand
uncomfortable
spanking
so that
new.
somebody else can be a little more comfortable. You guys can do it, I believe in you. Okay, once you've found your partner, put your hand up.
Who does not have a partner? Middle aisle. Who else doesn't?
Does anybody else not have somebody? We've got a guy back here.
Here she comes.
You
She's
crew in
coming.
the back.
She's coming. Go, right back there. Birthday girl's
she
coming.
got
Oh, she got snagged. He got snagged. Who else needs someone?
Sophia. In the back.
Sophia, come on up here.
You got it, guys.
You guys know each other. You guys are too close. Do you guys do four? Do you four? Can you switch? Can you four switch? All right, you four switch.
All right, and your time starts now. 1 minute. 1 minute before the switch. You do have to listen with interest so when you're in a crowd.
Seven seconds.
All right, and switch. Switch roles. Did you ever talk with Dick?
Explain that to me.
1 minute.
But there are 3 more parts to it.
30 seconds. Ten seconds. And that's time. Okay, you guys can return to your seats. So the beauty of this is that those conversations that you maybe didn't get to finish just yet, you can finish them later, and now you know somebody else, okay? So you can take what you've learned here and use it again. Yeah, so I just want to repeat it one more time. Meaningful relationships are formed when we reveal ourselves to others and they reveal themselves to us. And that happens when we listen with interest, and we do that by loving them. What does the L stand for?
What was that? Wait, hold on.
them.
I didn't hear it. What did the L stand for? There you go. Much
Look
better.
at them. What is the first V? Visual approval. And what is the second V? And so conversations are built around conversation areas, and we learned 7 of those conversation areas, and we're going to run through them one more time, okay? So first, we've got a name tag, and this reminds us to ask, this name tag is stuck to a pair of, and this reminds us to ask how they spend their time. Yep, and on top of the work boots is stacked kind of precariously this, and this reminds us to ask, yep, and on top of the home plate we have a group of, and this reminds us to ask about, and these people are holding on to and this reminds us to ask about, And this airplane has a propeller, and that propeller is and this reminds us to ask about sports, hobbies, and interests. All right, and then kind of twisted into this tennis racket is and this reminds us to ask about ideas.
So
you know,
those
what
are
they
the
think about things.
Actually, good job, first of all.
Good job,
It's a
guys.
lot, and it sticks because the experience. That's why we had you do it 3 times. Because the first time is kind of just the icebreaker, second time is to get it down, third time is to lock it in.
Yeah. If you can do it
So-
once, you can do it twice. If you can do it twice, you can do it 3 times. If you can do it 3 times, it becomes a habit.
Okay, so after those 7, those are just the first 7. There's a couple more. There are 3 more that we have that are a little bit more intentional, more intimate.
Yeah. We're going to let you guys talk about those in your small groups, but we'll go over them really quick with you right now just to show you kind of a little bit of what it looks like. So the first one, standing on top of that light bulb, we've got a private first class soldier. Okay, what do we have standing on top of the light bulb? Yeah, so we call that a PFC soldier, and this reminds us to ask people about problems, frustrations, or concerns. So it goes a little deeper. You know, I asked JoJo about, like, what's it like for you being the second to last out of 5?
And
You know, like,
that's-
there can be problems, frustrations, and concerns being in such a large family.
Yeah, and that's how we recommend doing it. I mean, you don't want to just go up to someone just like ideas. You
What
don't
are your
wanna
problems?
You got problems? What's wrong? No,
Why are you so
that's
frustrated
not
all the
something you do with
time?
people you don't know well. So
No.
you kind of have to like bring it in subtly with other parts of the conversation area. So it's like if they're doing something, if one of their hobbies is songwriting, once again bringing that back. But if that's what one of them is, and they like say it kind of like it's okay, then you can ask like, is there something wrong? Like, is that do you have a frustration with that or a concern about it? So you can build off of that, just like ideas. You don't want to just hop right into problems, frustrations, and concerns.
Yeah. So standing on top of the light bulb, we have a PFC soldier. And this PFC soldier, you know, he's got one hand to his forehead, right? But in his other hand, he's got a goalpost. And this reminds us to ask people about their goals and dreams. So we've got, what's standing on top of the light bulb? And in his hand, he's got a, and what does this soldier stand for? What does this remind us to ask? And on the goalpost, what does that remind us to ask? Goals and dreams. So we'll give you guys the opportunity to talk about those things in your small groups, right? Goals and dreams. So like you may have noticed if someone's like, man, I really love to travel and I'd really like to go to this school in Germany, like, okay, so tell me a little bit, like, how long has that been a dream of yours? How long have you wanted to go to Germany for school? Like, do you really love travel then? Tell me more about that. What are your goals? You know,
And that-
you can
that's what really, like,
expound on it. Yep.
People love talking about that. As far as I know, it's like their goals. It's just something cool that they have in mind. So
People come alive when you ask them about their dreams.
yeah, and so those are the next 2. And the last thing is you can ask to pray for them. And that's like the most important part of all of it is just a small prayer that lets them know that you actually care. So in the prayer, it doesn't have to be like super long. People aren't going to pay attention if you're doing a 10-minute prayer and you're using words from the Bible that nobody knows except for you. So what we do is a 10-second prayer, and it doesn't have to be much. It can just be, thank you, Lord, for giving me this opportunity to meet this person, and I pray that you help them with this. And then that's it.
Yeah, so like while you're talking about problems, frustrations, and concerns, something might come up where it's like, yeah, like my dog just died and like I've been really struggling because that dog has been alive my whole life, and now that my dog is gone, like I don't know what to do, and it just feels like something's missing. Or you can be like, hey, like would it be okay if I pray for you? Like, can I just pray for you in that? Like, and then you just, dear Lord, I just thank you for this person that I met, and I ask that you would bless them in their struggle with the loss of their dog. Be a comfort to them in Jesus' name, amen. Super quick, not even 10 seconds, right? And that makes them feel like you've heard, you've seen, and you're acknowledging it, and then you get to bring God into the conversation if he wasn't already there. Or even with goals. If I'm like, oh, I would really like to write a song, but I just don't know. You could be like, well, let's pray about it. Father God, I just pray that like you would give them the lyrics to this song and you'd give them the tune and that they just bust it out in Jesus' name. And it's as simple as that. So with all of that being said, we're going to let you guys go to your small groups, and you'll get to talk a little bit more about that as a small group. Guys, be vulnerable and open and honest. This is a really cool time where you get to share a little bit more about yourself and to pray over each other.
Let's thank JoJo and Hannah for their leadership. They did great. Thank you, guys. Hey, for those of you hardcore introverts, I want you to know I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I know that was excruciating, and right now you're probably saying, I am not coming back next week. If we were doing that every week, I am not coming back. You are too uniquely made, created in God's image to hide 6 feet apart behind a mask, and in some cases behind a phone and earbuds. You're way too valuable for that, and I don't want you to hide. I am proud of all of you for doing that. I know that's challenging. And the reason that we do this, I would love to do more of it because there is just way too many fingerprints of God in this room that have life to offer and stories to share, and we are missing out. We miss out when we don't engage. And I know it's so easy to come in here and stay in your safe circles and your bubbles and stay in your row and sit by your friends, but this would be life-changing. Let me tell you what would change this youth ministry and change lives from now until the day that Jesus returns. If when we came in here and that 5-minute countdown that began, what if every single week you decided when that 5-minute countdown begins that you were going to go across the room, that you were going to have a conversation with someone else and just get to know them and who God is in their life for that 5 minutes. And when you see 30 seconds left, you looked them in the eye and said, hey, how can I pray for you before I go sit down? And then you do it right then and there. If that happened, if half of you, if a fourth of you took that upon yourselves and you took that challenge, it would change this youth ministry and lives would be changed and impacted for eternity. We try to get out of our small groups at 8:15, but technically we don't end until 8:30. What if during those 15 minutes you decided you were gonna leave your circle, go across the entryway and do something like that? Hey, just one second. There's somebody over there that I haven't met yet. I don't know who that person is. I don't know where they're from. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to go find out. And you just took a couple minutes to go through those things in your mind and have those conversations. It would change lives. I would go as far as to say it could save lives. That's not an exaggeration. That is life-changing, life-saving conversations. And it's way, way, way bigger than you think it is. I know it's hard, but when you take that risk, you will be blessed, they will be blessed, God will be blessed, and I want to encourage you to keep doing that. Don't let it be a one-night conversation, okay? Are you sneaking back up? You look like you're sneaking back up. Go ahead, grab the mic, come back up.
So, hearing all of that, you guys, this is also a tool you can take to your school. If you see somebody I know that you're really separated at school right now, but if there's somebody who's just by themselves all the time, you can make a difference for them. Like, just by becoming a little bit uncomfortable, you give somebody else an opportunity to be more comfortable, right? And now that they've got somebody that they can talk to, right? And you know how to have a conversation, you guys are good at it. You've done it 3 times, you can do it again. And then I just wanted to say, if you guys have any questions for me or Josiah, we'll be hanging out in the foyer afterwards. If you'd like to ask us about what Year on Mission is or what Tent Makers is, it's just there's some really, really cool opportunities that are opened for you. And so that's all I wanted to say.
Cool. Thanks, Hannah. All right, so right before we get into small groups, there are small group questions on the little table back in the entryway. Make sure you grab those before you go. If you don't know where your small group is or who your small group leader is, come see me. I also want to see all the male adult leaders up here before you go. I also want to see Beth before you go. I also want to see Rachel more before you go. So otherwise, go to your small groups. And then all those other people, come see me.
my mind on you, and everywhere I turn is a reminder. I see you in everything, all day, and every beat of my heart keeps reminding me. I see you in every little thing, all day. No matter where I go, I know your love is finding me. I see you in everything. You're all up in everything. My soul's awake and I'm taken by all the beauty you bring. You got it blaring, I'm staring, love watching you do your thing. There's no mistaking your style, no mistaking your touch. I see the grand, I see the subtle of your love. Lord, I see you in everything, all day, and every beat of my heart keeps reminding me. I see you in every little thing, all day. No matter where I go, I know your love is finding me. It's finding me in everything, all day, and every beat of my heart keeps reminding me. I see you in every little thing, all day. No matter where I go, I know your love is finding me. Tonight is beautiful, it's got my mind on you, and everywhere I turn is a reminder. From the sparkle in her eyes to the starlit open sky,